Hello and welcome to an album a day 67, going through my vinyl collection. Can't believe I've been able to keep this up, but you know what? I'm having fun with it. I'm getting some likes and some compliments on it, so you guys are enjoying it, so I'm happy to keep doing it. And it's kind of giving me an opportunity to take a lot of the albums that I'm like, okay, I want this in my collection, and I bought it and I got it, and I'm like, okay, it's in good condition. I put it on the shelf, and that was the end of that. So also cataloging, I'm actually going through as I do each of these episodes, making sure I understand which version I have, because some of these, I mean, there's 200 plus different vinyls that were issued, sometimes almost 100 by the same manufacturer. Usually there's 30 or 40 different people that have released the album, but like RCA, for example, or Columbia House, or any of these major labels, Capitol Records, Warner Brothers is huge for having 85 different versions of the same album. But this one was originally released in 1987, the debut album from this band that would go on to have a career that continues to this day. The first album, however, nothing like anything else they did as far as I'm concerned. And I haven't heard everything, but of what I've heard, I can speak to that point. This is the 2008 reissue that I got in 180 gram vinyl, and it is in mint condition because I got it brand new. We're talking, of course, about Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. There's a couple different covers for this one. This was the classic one. This was the one that I originally got on cassette, of all things. Right around the time, I don't remember exactly how ahead of time it was, but I really associate the album with the time that we moved from Michigan to Colorado. So I was 15 when I got this. And, we didn't really care about language and content and things back then. We weren't people that had to be protected or scarred by the slightest little bit of cotton that might brush anywhere near us, because we're kids of the 80s. 70s, but really grew up in the 80s. And anyway, this is on Geffen Records. Really nice bit in the middle. It does feel a little bit light for 180 gram. Maybe it doesn't, but I think it said on the thing that it was 180 gram. I'll have to double check. But beautifully restored artwork. And this is what I remember being on the back panel of the cassette. There is a parental advisory thanks to the PMRC, which came along to protect people from, oh my God, you might learn something. On the inside, though, we have this really nice bit with all the lyrics, and the alternative album cover. I've seen some album covers with that issue, so that's pretty interesting. But really nice, very nicely done, really thick, solid, glossy cover. So that's likely to stay in good condition for at least as long as it's in my possession. What happens to it after that ain't got nothing to do with me. But great album. There's not a bad track on here as far as I'm concerned. Just looking through the track list, Welcome to the Jungle, obviously classic song. I would say that one and Sweet Child of Mine, there might be a little bit of just overplay wear for me, but they're still great songs. Then we've got It's So Easy, Night Train, Out to Get Me. Love that one. Killer vocal on that. I think that's one of Axl's best vocals, especially that pre-chorus section. Mr. Brownstone, Paradise City, great song. I mean, that should be in a bunch of different films if it isn't already. My Michelle, love the intro to My Michelle, especially because I do like moody things, and that really has such a great mood to it. Think About You, beautiful rock ballad. Sweet Child of Mine, as I mentioned. You're Crazy is probably, if there's a track that I would skip sometimes, it's probably that one, but I usually don't. Anything Goes, great, just powerful rock song. And of course, Rocket Queen, another one that just has a really great mood to it. Love the guitar sound on that one. There's just something about the way that Slash plays that on top of the tone and the distortion that I think just really hit magic for me. And of course, the whole sex part of the song, which just kind of goes off musically. It's just like this open territory for whatever to happen. And then the end of it gets romantic, and it kind of ends the album really well. Welcome to the Jungle is perfect for starting off the album and kind of, saying, hey, we're Guns N' Roses, here's us, because this is their first one. So great album overall. Really love it. Hope you guys like it too. Nice version. I'm glad I got this one. There are a couple, like, 2 album sets, but it's like one side is just completely empty. There's nothing even on it. So, I mean, I get that it's supposed to be a little bit better audio quality, and, they can make the grooves a little wider because they're spreading the songs out. But at the end of the day, you know what? You can enhance things a little bit here and a little bit there. But at the end of the day, it's just doesn't really matter that much. As long as you have a song that you can hear, you can hear the quality of all the instruments that you're meant to hear, because sometimes things are just put in there for blending or thickening purposes and you're not meant to hear it specifically. As long as you can hear what you're meant to hear and the song is listenable and enjoyable and you can learn the parts from it, then you've got a great mix as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, that is our day today. I hope your week starts off awesome and that your week continues awesome and that your week ends awesome, because you know what? This is the last week in January. We have 1 week from today. Smoke on the Podcast begins, launching with 5 episodes next Monday. So stay tuned for that. You can follow all that progress on my website at scotthaskin.com. See you guys tomorrow. Cheers.